Hi, I'm Reagan Smith. I got the opportunity to interview the wonderful veteran Wally Burrows. He served in the Korean War, and you will learn more about his experiences throughout the documentary. Most people look at war in a negative aspect and think of the worst when it is mentioned because all that is discussed is the fighting and the killing. But Wally showed me a brighter side to the war. He learned and saw so many new things despite being in the middle of tragedy. The whole interview really opened my eyes to a new perspective on war, and it reinforced my life's motto that good can always be made from the bad. And as Wally's wife Marge would call his time away, a little vacation. So without further ado, I present to you Wally Burrows' very own experience in the Korean War. Wally Burrows was born August 1st, 1931. He was working with his father on the farm when he was drafted into the Korean War at the age of 21 in April of 1952. His basic training took place in Breckenridge, Kentucky. After his training, Wally revealed how they told the men what they were going to do.
When they told us what we was going to do, it was one morning, and they split us up, and they said the guys on the right are going to Germany, the others are going to Korea. That's how they picked us.
They just split you up and were like,
Yep.
there you go.
You didn't have no choice. That's where you went.
Wally Burrows was lucky enough not to have to fight in the war, but the general still managed to put the extra pressure on his job as company clerk.
Company clerk, I had to fill out the morning report.
Okay.
That was one thing, and it could be airless, and no strikeovers, and no erasers. And I made a lot of mistakes.
For the most part, Wally's job seemed pretty simple, but there was more to it than I thought.
Headquarters up there had to have that. So they knew where all of the personnel was. I had to write down or type anything that was out of the ordinary, and how many was there on leave, and how many went AWOL.
So Wally ended up being one of the lucky men who got to go to Germany rather than Korea. Although his job was serious, he had some downtime to let loose and explore Europe, with permission from the general, of course. He got to see Paris, France, and Berlin, Germany, with 3 other buddies by his side. Unfortunately, Wally did not get to keep all of his connections close. Wally's close friend, Whitey Barnett, was sent off to fight in the Korean War, and all the chaos destroyed the ability to keep a connection. Sadly, a lot of people can relate to this. Too often, family and friends are torn apart and left waiting, anxiously anticipating a report from their loved one that they're okay. And just like everyone else, Wally shared his own experience.
I had a buddy that I used to write letters to him, and all of a sudden, last I heard, he was in a hospital in Korea there. And I don't know what happened to him. I haven't heard from him since. He was a nice guy, too. We used to write letters back and forth, And all of a sudden, he was missing. He didn't write anymore. So I don't know what happened to him. His name was Whitey Barnett was his name.
Even though Wally lost contact with Whitey, he managed to maintain fairly good contact with his family over the 2 years he was gone. His sisters would send him cookies in the mail, and by the time they reached him, they were completely crumbled every time he received them. He told them to keep on sending them up. Who would reject some cookies, even if they are in pieces? He was also able to type out letters for his family to keep them updated on everything that was going on. It must have been very reassuring for the family to almost always know that their son was doing good. Overall, Wally views his time in the war as a very interesting part of his life. If anything, he almost feels lucky to be one of the men who got chosen to participate. He even received honors acknowledging his outstanding appearance and soldierly conduct. I find it impressive, but Wally, he thinks otherwise.
Blow that up in the paper.
What?
Don't blow that up in the paper that I was a good kid.
Okay, I won't.
You promised me.
Oh yeah, I'll make you some.
Just that he was a good serviceman. He wasn't a good kid.
The interview consisted of many laughs, and I learned a lot more about not only Wally's experiences, but the jobs in war aside from strictly fighting. War is a touchy subject, but Wally portrayed it in a very positive way, and it made the interview super interesting. Overall, I couldn't have asked for a better man to interview. It was an honor to get to know Wally and his wife, Marge.